Feels like I'm going uphill since the day that I was born. Had to learn how to run before I ever knew how to walk. Poor mama did all she could when my dad ran away. Still I grew up thinking, I grew up wondering if I was the one to blame. This road I'm on, like a sad, sad song. This road I'm on, never far from where I'm from. This road I'm on, every mile, every stone. I'm looking for something that I've been missing for way too long. On this road I'm on, all my daddy left me was a beating guitar and a hole inside my soul, running errands through my heart. Now I travel around the world, singing each and every night. And I'll keep on singing, I'll keep on struggling this pain I have inside. It's the road I'm on, like a sad, sad song. There's a road I'm on, never far from where I'm from. There's a road I'm on, every mile, every stone. I'm looking for something that I've been missing for way too long. On this road I'm on. Oh, I hope that one day, someday I can find peace of mind. There's a road I'm on, like a sad, sad song. This road I'm on, never far from where I'm from. This road I'm on, every mile, every stone. I'm looking for something that I've been missing for way too long. On this road I'm on, yeah. Oh, there's a road I'm on. There's a road I'm on.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Are you ready? It's showtime. Please welcome Tim Kelly.
Monday, I was dragging like a rusty old wagon. Tires all flagging, got it down back. This late night red eye overtime habit. Tuesday, Wednesday, no better. Thursday, felt like forever. This struggle bus gotta lead to something. Hello, Friday, I could kiss you. The weeks work me way too hard. I'm gonna toast you with a past blue and thank the good Lord for this part. Maybe I'll ask a cowboy to dance. Yeah, I think I see my chance. a dancing mood. Hello, Friday, I could kiss you. Put my lips on a long neck, drink a little of my paycheck. Jackpot jukebox when I hear that throwback. George Jones takes me way back like a Kodak. And I'm smiling 'cause you're right on time. And finally, hello, Friday, I could kiss you. The weeks work me way too hard. I'm gonna toast you with a past blue and thank the good Lord for this bar. Maybe I'll ask a cowboy to dance. Yeah, I think I see my chance staring from across the room, looking like he's in a dancing mood. Hello, Friday, I could kiss you. Hello, Friday, I could kiss you. The work weeks work me way too hard. I'm gonna toast you with a Pabst or two and thank the good Lord for this bar. Maybe I'll ask a cowboy to dance. Yeah, I think I see my chance staring from across the room, looking like he's in a dancing mood. Hello, Friday, I could kiss you. The weekend really gets me in the mood. Hello, Friday, I could kiss you.
Her name is Shayna G with the Friday Anthem song to the Tim Kelly Show on New Music Friday. And before that, another great song from Robbie Johnson, and it is called Road I'm On. You can check out a great video to that one on our TV channel at ICTV. That is Indie Country Television. That tab is on our website at KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. That is the website we're live on right now from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world. And I've got a great live show for you tonight. 3 hours of the best in new country music. We're going to go till 10 p.m. Central Time tonight, and a couple of great radio interviews. I've got Rick Revel in hour number 1, and the Lonesome Six going to join me in hour number 2. Rick Revel and I talked a little bit longer than 30 minutes, so the timing's going to be off on a little bit of everything, but we'll get the show in tonight, and you'll have a good time. We've got a chat room going on over here on TikTok at Tim Kelly On Air is where you can find me there. I'm on my Facebook account, and I'm also on YouTube at KICR Indie Country Radio. So come over here and hang out with us, say hello. We'd love to hear from you. Love to hear where you're listening from as well. I want to give a big thank you and shout out to all of the stations that replay this program. Great stations like KUHS Denver at KUHSdenver.com, Country Road 58 from Germany, countryradio.musicbox4friends.com from Belgium, devilscountryradio.com from Ireland, Bourbon Trail Radio, Top Shelf Radio Texas, Tailgate Country Radio from Canada, and Radio 94.3.SE from Sweden. Thank you very much for picking up the Tim Kelly Show recently. We appreciate it. You can also catch me on TV at canyonstar.tv, and the Tim Kelly Show is available to listen to on all the major streaming services like iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, Pandora. Wherever you listen to podcasts, just search the Tim Kelly Show. You will find and be listening to what I call New Country's best. This next artist is the son of John Michael Montgomery. His name is Walker Montgomery. He's got a great original here called Leave Your Leaving Behind on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's best on a New Music Friday.
You've been gone, long gone for a while. I've tried to move on, but I can't get past your smile. Girl, I'm not over you, not drive by a million miles. Don't know if I'll ever leave your leaving behind. Find a little peace of mind. You set me free where I can't fly. I keep hoping and praying someday that I might leave your leaving behind. I know it's crazy to be standing at your door. I've stayed away till I can't take it anymore. Is there any way to be the way we were before? 'Cause I'm not sure I can leave your leaving behind. Find a little peace of mind. You set me free where I can't fly. I keep hoping and praying someday that I might leave your leaving behind. If you just say the word, I'll walk away from you. I'll admit that we are through. But if you feel the way I do, girl, leave your leaving behind. Help me find some peace of mind. Set me free where I can't fly. I've been hoping and praying someday that I might leave your leaving behind.
It's time for today's newest country music, Indie Country Radio, with Tim Kelly.
You moved here from Eastern Kentucky. You had a way to make the girls fall. I could see right through your doings. You weren't fooling me at all. First time that I caught you cheating, I dumped you, kicked you to the curb. You run your mouth with all your rumors. You sure got a lot to learn.
Her name is Eve Mae. That is EVMAE on her last name, and she works with Clarksville Creative Sound, and she is fantastic. My Kind of Red, the title of that song. You'll be able to check out that video this weekend on the ICTV app. It is Indie Country Television. You can hit that link on my website at KICRIndieCountryRadio.com. You'll be able to see that red-headed country girl there, Eve Mae. She is fantastic. Mr. Dave Donatelli's up next. We're going to have a great radio interview coming up real soon. You better check out that schedule too. It is at the bottom of the homepage at my website at KICRIndieCountryRadio.com. And after two more songs, I'm going to have my first great radio interview tonight with Rick Revel. This is called Flame is Burning from Dave Donatelli on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio, playing new country's best on a New Music Friday.
Oh, my soul's on fire. You're my one desire. Love to see your hair flowing in the wind, and the way the sunlight dances off your skin. Flame is burning, out of control. Flame is burning in my soul. Sun shines on a cloudy day when you're here. I can feel your breath when you whisper in my ear. We walk down the aisle together. Our love will last forever. Ever. Flame is burning, out of control. Flame is burning in my soul. Soul's on fire. You're my one desire. Love to see your hair flowing in the wind, and the way the sunlight dances off your skin. Flame is burning in my soul. Flame is burning, out of control.
This is Ashley Ewing, and you're listening to The Tim Kelly Show New Music Friday on KICR Indie Country Radio, playing new country's best.
Tonight I'm staring at the bottom of an empty glass. It ain't the first and it sure as hell won't be the last. Thinking about memories back in the day, I'd be up losing sleep just cursing your name, but I packed you up and left it in the past. After 3 drinks, 2 hours climbing up the walls of this old locked tower, right now, tonight I finally get the feeling it'll be alright. I carried you through hell, but now I'm done. After 3 drinks, 2 hours, I'm starting at 1.
at the pieces that are left of me. You couldn't break me down, but there's an old soft side I still can't see. Fast cars and freedom, drunk Friday nights. There's no look over your shoulder, no worries in sight. Here's to the new and the best I'll ever be. After 3 drinks, 2 hours climbing up the walls of this old locked tower. Right now, tonight I finally get the feeling it'll be alright. I carried you through hell, but now I'm done. After 3 drinks, 2 hours, I'm starting at 1. Starting at 1. After 3 drinks, 2 hours, climbing up the walls of this old locked tower. Right now, tonight, I finally get the feeling it'll be alright. I carried you through hell, but now I'm done. Oh, I carried you through hell, but now I'm done. After 3 drinks, 2 hours, I'm starting at 1. After 3 drinks, 2 hours, I'm
You're
starting
listening
at
to the
1.
Tim Kelly Show on KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. It is New Music Friday, and I've got some new music to play and a gentleman that's going to be doing a great interview so you can hear the stories behind his songs. His name is Rick Revel. How are you tonight, my friend?
Oh, it's great to be here.
Great to have
I
you.
love your show, Tim. It's lively.
Thank
love
you.
it.
I appreciate that. You make some lively music, and I appreciate having the music to play. And you did me a couple of lively radio liners too. Thank you for those.
Well, it's my pleasure. When people try as hard as you do to make put together a professional radio program, you want to do your best for them, and you do. You do a great job, brother.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I go back and sometimes I've listened to some of my previous radio shows, and I'm like, oh, did I really sound like that?
I've been there too.
Yeah.
I listened back to some of my old recordings back from when I first started 50 years ago, and it's like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad I don't sound that way now.
Right. 12 years of doing it, you kind of hone your craft. And, boy, I sure love it, though. And I get to meet a lot of neat people like you and a lot of others through the radio airwaves, for sure.
Yep, that's what it's all about, is meeting the new people and growing your family. You get a chance to make a lot of new friends, and that's the exciting part about it.
Boy,
It's all
that
the
is
people
true,
you meet.
and we got a great radio family. In fact, Lula Bradbury from Indianapolis, Indiana, last October, on the 1st of October, I surprised her. We went to Indiana after I did Freedom Jam in St. Louis and got to host that. We drove on up to Indiana and surprised her with a visit. She's been listening to me almost since I started.
Cool. That means a lot when you have that fan base and those people who've been listening to you a long time. That means a whole lot.
Absolutely. You got a fan base, I'm sure, and you've been doing it for a while. You got your first guitar as a Christmas gift. It was a Roy Rogers guitar at age 5. That is cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to get some of those things. A lot of things that you get when you're young, they're meant to be more of a toy item. So a lot of the things that I got when I was young, that was based around my interest in music, they quickly went away as being beneficial to my music career. So getting a serious guitar, that didn't really happen until I was about 10 years old. And by age 12, I got a harmony guitar, and by age 15, I got my first Martin guitar, which changed my life. That Martin guitar was incredible. Then I've had Martin guitars all my life ever since. It just changes how you play and how you feel about yourself.
Yep.
The more professional the instrument that you play, a lot of times it really affects you. And that's best recommendation I give to any artist or anybody that's starting out. If they're trying to learn to play something, get a good instrument. If you get an instrument that doesn't play well, it will discourage you, especially with guitars. So you want something that plays good. So
Absolutely.
it was a game changer.
You got kind of a similar story to a buddy I used to work with here in Branson. He did a Marty Robbins tribute show. You may know him. His name's Leroy New. And he was playing at the Little Opry Theater at the IMAX here in Branson for quite a while, and then he moved over to the Dutton Theater. But he said his first guitar was a Roy Rogers guitar, too, similar to what you did, and he said it had a crank on it and everything. And he graduated to playing now Chet Atkins style guitar. He is that good. And in 2010, he won Guitar Player of the Year here in Branson, and he can play dueling banjos with just the guitar. It just blows me away when I hear him play.
Wow. Well, that's kind of cool. You know, I never really considered myself a musician, although out of necessity, being in a very rural area, having my own recording studio, I learned to play several instruments so I could make my own recordings for my demos and that I'd take to Nashville. And so never considering myself a musician, but, you know, as time passes, you just start doing it. You play the banjo, you play the harmonica, the guitar, and all the different instruments, and you don't even think about being a musician. But when people look back at you from the audience perspective, they see you differently. But, you know, like the gentleman you was just talking about there, if he's playing Chet Atkins style, he can play dueling banjos simultaneously on one instrument. It's like, well, I can't do that. So to compare me to that type of musician, I'm not. But I do play several instruments, and I guess it's the diversity of the instrumentation that affects my music the most, I guess.
Yeah, and you're not only an excellent musician, but you're a great vocalist, too, and folks are going to find that out when they hear you sing if they haven't already heard me playing some of your music. At what age did you think, hey, I got a pretty good voice, or did somebody tell you that, and you need to be singing?
Wow. You know, when I was in school, we had a thing called the Glee Club, and so I wanted to be a part of it. I've been singing in the church choir for quite some time, and everybody encouraged me there. And I thought, well, I'll get into the Glee Club, and my voice began to change during that period. And unbeknownst to me, it was changing. I knew it had a little squeak to it when I'd talk, and it'd go, you know, it would kind of jump frequencies there. And I said, So we were recording a song for the Glee Club. It was an old monophonic recorder, and we got done. We listened back to the recording, and everybody was going, ew, what's that? And it was me. And I got kicked out of the Glee Club because my voice was changing, and I couldn't carry a tune in the bucket at the time. So a few years later, as time passed and my voice matured, by age 15, I was going to Nashville, Tennessee, and appearing on television shows, and got a chance to go backstage at the Opry and met Roy Acuff. And so things began to change by age 15. You know, my voice was starting to mature. It still wasn't where I like it now. I like my voice now more than ever before. I've let my style mature. Long story short, Nashville was my goal, and I wanted to do everything that you could to make it in Nashville. And it's kind of like appeasing the gods, and that's with a small g, because I'm a believer in Jesus Christ, and I don't want to blaspheme or anything, but, you know, it's the music gods, as we'll call them, and you have to appease those individuals, and they tell you this is how you have to do it, and they have their own opinions of how you should do your music, but when you're young and you influenced by what they say, you kind of try to mold your career and mold your styles after what they recommend and suggest. And so at that time, you know, whatever was hot, and I was working with publishing companies, so you were writing your songs and singing your songs like they felt you should. But as the years passed, I really wanted to do it my own way. And so what you hear now is Rick Revel just being Rick Revel, as opposed to having this huge influence of these producers and publishing companies in Nashville, Tennessee, or other parts of the country. So
yeah, I love hearing that, because I love playing the independent artists, and that's what I've been doing for the last 12 years. The music just flows in, and it's music that I've never heard before, and the world's probably never heard before until we put it out to radio. And you get to kind of make the music that you want to make and be the artist that you want to be, and write songs that touch you and touch other people's lives too. I love all that.
Yeah, and I guess it's kind of jumping the time. It is a time jump, I guess, and we can go back to the younger years, but present day, what influenced me more than anything, I had a friend that from the Muscle Shoals, Florence, Alabama area, started following me years ago as a fan in the early 2000s. And he really liked my music, and he kept saying, you need to come to Muscle Shoals. You need to come to Muscle Shoals. And I said, John, I said, you know, I'm fine here in Nashville. And he said, no, you just don't understand. And I didn't, because I was still sold out to Nashville at the time. And I still love Nashville, don't get me wrong.
Uh-huh.
But when I started researching Muscle Shoals, it's like, oh, this is the place where most of the music I really like came from.
Yeah.
This is Sweet Home Alabama. This is Leonard Skinner. And this is some of the influences that hit me the heaviest in terms of some of the music I was playing on stage when I do live performances. And I'm going, wow, this came out of Muscle Shoals. And a lot of Hank Jr.'s, after he fell off the mountain and he was making his comeback, the first 2 albums he cut to make his comeback and really set his career on fire was cut in the recording studio where I cut my album.
Wow. Isn't that something?
Yeah. Yes. And that's what's crazy about Muscle Shoals. You don't think of it as a country music town, but I can throw you names just like Hank Jr., people that cut their albums there. Shenandoah.
Mm-hmm.
Big names cut their stuff there. They're still home based out of Muscle Shoals.
And I've got a lot of independents that are from that area down there too that are making great country music. So you're absolutely right. And you know, one thing Alabama was famous for saying, they even wrote a song about it, is you got to have a fiddle in the band. And I love that you were in a band too. It was called Uncle Bill and the Hillbillies. Man, that's the kind of music they love here in Branson. That kind of country music.
Yeah, and it's old traditional country, and they really shaped their whole show and flavor around hee-haw, which was very popular at the time. And so most everything we did, the whole show felt like a hee-haw show the night we'd perform. We performed every Saturday night, and I did that from age 12 till I was about 18, so I was with them a long time. And Friday nights we'd play for square dances, and we'd do that at senior citizen homes and nursing homes and things like that. And we would play those places. Every Saturday night we'd play there at what they called the Little Opry, because you mentioned they had that in Branson, but it was an old church house they converted into a meeting place where we'd have music, and did that for that many years. But the transition began to happen when I went to Nashville and getting involved with publishing companies, and there was a thing called the Bicentennial Wagon Train that took place in 1976, and somebody that had heard me performing on a Freddie Fender show, I opened for Freddie Fender years ago, and he came up to me and he said, there's something that's happening you need to be a part of. He liked my style, and we started something called the Spirit of 76 Wild West show. Mm-hmm. And I began to do a little bit of acting on the side, and started doing Wild Bill Hickok, a young version of Hickok, and twirling pistols and doing that stuff, and then singing old cowboy songs. And we did this show in Memphis, Tennessee for the Bicentennial Wagon Train. And this gentleman's name was Tom Destry that got me involved in all this. Tom has since passed away, but in his early years, he claims to be the original Jolly Green Giant. And he would walk out on stage, and he would tell that story, and he'd go, ho, ho, ho. And this big, deep baritone voice, and he was a very tall gentleman from Canada. And he got me involved with the wagon train, and he's really stressed the importance of being involved with it, saying that Mooney Lynn will be the Tennessee State Wagon Master. Uh-huh. And that's Loretta Lynn's husband. Wow. That's what he kept saying over and over again. So I said, okay. So believe it or not, we did a show in Memphis, Tennessee at Lakeland area, and we were accepted very well. They asked me to join up and ride with the wagon train, and I did so. So from Memphis, Tennessee to Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, I rode with the Bicentennial Wagon Train. I would sing around the campfire every night.
That's awesome.
And I rode in the Louisiana State Wagon. The man that drove the wagon, his name was Boo Ledoux, and he was the Louisiana State bareback bronc rider champion. very neat guy, and he said as long as I sang in his wagon every day, and as long as I helped to take care of his mules, which meant I had to feed them in the morning and at night, that I'd have a place to sleep. So I literally slept in his wagon.
Wow.
Every night, and carried a pup tent, and I'd slept in it quite a bit when we had time to set it up. The wagon train went through the state of Tennessee. The wagon master, like I mentioned, was Mooney Lynn, so it gave me the opportunity to meet him. By the time we made it to Nashville, Loretta Lynn sang at Percy Priest Park, and she did a concert for us. And that's when I got to meet her, and Mooney actually introduced me to her. And so then they said, after this is over, we want you to come work at our ranch in Hurricane Mills. Mm-hmm. So I did so, and I started working at their ranch in 1977. I became the entertainment manager at Loretta Lynn's ranch, and you're talking about changing my life. That did. That's when I started meeting the right people that kind of got me on the professional course the right way. She introduced me to a lot of the people that I still have some involvement with to this very day. So
yeah. She still influences a lot of people, especially the young ladies that I interview on this program. Loretta Lynn, Patsy Cline, artists like that still have a big influence on these young up-and-coming artists out there. You started kind of as your career, too, took off as a jingle writer, and you have that in common with a popular band here in the Ozarks in the Branson area called the Ozark Mountain Daredevils. They started writing jingles, too.
That, yes.
They wrote the one for, like, O'Reilly Auto Parts, and then I was going to ask you if you did any popular jingles that we would know, like Everything's Better with Blue Bonnet on it, or something like that, maybe.
Well, no, I've never been that fortunate. I did some for some big clients like York Air Conditioning and things of that nature, but they were more regional. Mm-hmm. I did some writing for Otis Elevator Company, and I wrote their slogan, "Good to the Last Drop." And it didn't go over too well because
not for an elevator company, but that didn't go well for coffee.
No, we wound up selling it to Maxwell House later.
There you go.
We just recycled
I love it.
But yes, I did a lot of jingles, and that was in the Valley Forge area, and it was through Mike Tully Advertising Agency. He lived there right at the outside of Valley Forge Park where the wagon train ended up, and once again through the Tom Destry connection, I met Mike Tully, and we would fly out of Nashville to Philadelphia, go and work for several days recording jingles, and I come back, and it became a lucrative thing for me. I started making quite a bit of money doing the jingles. Mm-hmm. And then I started my own advertising agency and jingle production company in my hometown, Paris, Henry County, Tennessee, and started out on my mom and dad's farm, and then eventually moved it up to Paris. But it was, I don't know, it was something it was like a day job type of deal to make money from. Yeah. Still making money from my music and being creative, but your heart never leaves the stage, so I wanted to continue doing performing on stage. And by the 90s, I recorded an album called Making It in America and worked with some people through Loretta Lynn's company that I had met through the publishing company, and that album did pretty well for me. One of the songs, Love in Your Eyes, went number 4 on Cashbox, and so it had a national impact. And I released some more songs through Positive Christian Country radio format, and got another number 5, a number 9, and a couple more in the top 20. And so I had my success, but it wasn't paying off like it needed to. And then you get married and things change a little bit, change direction a little bit. And that's during the period that I auditioned for the Dollywood thing and Shepherd of the Hills and was doing that. Always been a strong patriot. That came from my wagon train days. It was the whole purpose of the bicentennial wagon train was to celebrate America's greatness. And started doing research on George Washington, a lot of historical characters, and the Lord led me to the place that I felt I needed to, have a message to give to America. I felt that back in the 90s that America was getting slightly off track, and we were starting to stray away from the founding and things that, made our country great.
Yeah.
And I wanted to start doing this George Washington in first person. And I also wanted to do David Crockett. And back to Wild Bill Hickok, that's kind of what triggered it all. The Tennessee State Museum hired me to do Wild Bill Hickok. And I thought, well, dang, I've been doing Hickok for all these years as a gunfighter and doing little, expedition events and exhibition events at different places and at rodeos and such. And so after the Tennessee State Museum hired me to do Hickok, I told them, well, I was working on David Crockett. Well, they actually hired me to do Crockett. And what made my shows different is the fact that I would sing. I wrote songs about Crockett, Hickok, George Washington. So I had all these songs I'd written about these characters. I would sing first, introduce them to the character, introduce them to what bits of history about each character I could, and then go into first-person portrayal and try to make them feel as if they had a chance to visit with George Washington and Crockett and these different characters, and give them a different experience. And that began to catch on. And so through the late 90s, going into the entirety of the 2000s up to 2012, I was doing George Washington, all these different characters like Crockett, and doing my music. And so that kind of was my path for 20 plus years of doing things more on a patriotic end. Then my parents both got sick in the interim period, and I promised them years ago that I would take care of them. And when they both got sick, I basically had to leave the music business. I had to leave everything behind. And for a 10-year period, I was taking care of them, but the last 5 years of their life, I was full-time taking care of them. So I walked away from the entertainment industry for a 5-year period, and if you leave for 5 days, it'll change on you.
Right.
But 5 years, it was pretty tough. So when I came back, it was like, wow, everybody's gone. All the businesses, the people I dealt with, many were either passed away or sold out, and there were new people in Nashville, new people everywhere, and that's kind of the period that I had written a book called In the Hills of Tennessee. It's a Civil War novel, and was getting ready to launch it. The whole period of taking care of Mom and Dad while they'd be in the hospital or somewhere, I would take my laptop and I was writing on this book. And so when they both passed away, I decided to publish it. And it was during this period that John David, the guy that had been trying to get me to Muscle Shoals, he finally talked me into it, and he said, I've got an appointment. I want you to meet with Jimmy Johnson. And Jimmy Johnson's the guy that produced Sweet Home Alabama for Leonard Skinner, and they had Muscle Shoals Sound Recording Studio, and they originally started to work with Rick Hall at Fame Recording Studios, and so they were the establishment. They were the people that made Muscle Shoals what it is as far as a music town. And he wanted to introduce me to him. And he said, I'm married into the family. And he said, I want to introduce you to Jimmy Johnson. My wife's the niece of Jimmy's wife, Becky. I said, this is great. So we had an appointment set. And we were within 2 weeks of going down there. And John David called and said, I got terrible news. He said, Jimmy's been injured and it's not looking good. Well, he wound up passing away. And I thought, well, this is not good, especially for his family. But, this opportunity, it's gone. And so I just wrote it off as just that. It was a missed opportunity. And about 6 months passed, and John David called me. And he says, Miss Becky still wants to meet with you. She really feels bad that you, after all this time and all the preparation, that you didn't get to meet Jimmy, and she wants to visit with you. So in January of 2020, I went down to visit her, and she took me on a grand tour introducing me to everybody that Jimmy had involvement with, including Billy Lawson, who owned Wishbone Recording Studio. She introduced me to him, and which that will tie back in to the rest of the story in a moment. And she literally took me to see everybody that you could think of that was still a somebody and that was still alive, because a lot of the pioneers of the music industry there in Muscle Shoals have passed away. So she introduced me to everybody she could, and we started setting appointments, getting things to move forward, and then COVID hit. And, boy, we had a 2-year bad run again.
Yeah.
And that's coming out of 5 years of taking care of mom and dad, and I'm just trying to make my comeback, and then we hit the COVID deal. But during that, Billy was willing to meet with me, and we began, regardless of the COVID restrictions, we began to kind of play with some ideas. So at Wishbone Recording Studio, again, working on this album called That Muscle Shoals Sound, and the whole vision was, because I'm a historian and because I love to tell stories from history, but I love music too. So how can I combine all that? So I wanted to be able to tell the Muscle Shoals story of how the music grew out of there.
Yeah.
And so Muscle Shoals Sound, the song, is just that. It's talking about Jimmy Johnson's career in a nutshell. It kind of covers it in a 3 to 4 minute format. I try to cover it as much as I can in that length of time, but it talks about his career and his impact on the music business, and it has that flavor. It has that Southern rock flavor that would make you think of Leonard Skinner and some of the groups that were recorded there in that area. It even makes a little bit of reference to Duane Allman and the Allman Brothers and the ones that Jimmy helped to get started, along with the people at Fame Studio. So I wanted to take the flavors out of Muscle Shoals. The song Father of the Blues, which is about W.C. Handy. W.C. Handy was born in Florence, Alabama, and he was born in the 1800s. As he grows, he's one of the first men that takes blues music and it becomes printed music. So blues music, he can't really take the total ownership to say that he fathered it, in terms of there was other people that did play blues music before him, but he actually made it popular. He made it so popular that began to print lyric sheets from it. And Memphis Blues was one of the first songs to become a national hit, and he's the one that wrote it. He was born in that area, so I wrote a song about him. So the album has historical context to it, but then there's some of the other songs that I've written on there that are about my wife, and it's about my family or life that I've lived, just kind of a typical approach as you do when you write country music.
Yeah.
But the whole flavor of the piece is not just country. It's got Southern rock, outlaw country. It's got Americana written all over it. It's a journey. It's a musical journey through American history, basically.
That is awesome. We're getting a history lesson today listening to you, man. This is good stuff. Tell us about the first song we're going to play tonight. It's called Southern Man in a Strange Land.
Southern Man was one of those songs that hits close to home for me. It's straight from the heart, and when you hear me sing it, you'll hear passion dripping out of it. Just every lyric's passion coming off of it, and it's the reason being is because that's how I feel. Being involved in American history, one of the things I did back in the 90s, I had a publication called Reveille, Rick Revel's Wake Up Call to America. And in that, I several times mentioned, if we do not protect every piece of American history, that eventually it will be picked apart and they'll take it away one piece at a time. So we have to protect all of American history. We can't say, well, I don't like this piece of history. We've got to do away with it because it offends me. I don't like it. Well, if you start doing that and you take that away, then they'll come after somebody. Then somebody else will say, well, I don't like that other piece.
Yep.
And eventually it'll all be picked apart. Well, that began in the 2020 era, in the year 2020. We saw they were starting to take down statues.
Yes, I was just going to mention that. We have seen that.
So they wanted to take down the statue in my hometown because, it became quite popular to say, this offends me, so I want to get rid of it. But my forewarning in the 1990s was, if we don't protect all pieces, they'll eventually come after the Stars and Stripes. They'll come after George Washington. They'll come after our founding fathers. And I literally, Tim, I had people laugh at me when I said that.
Wow.
I said, no, we've got to stand for all of it. They will come after George Washington. They will come after the Stars and Stripes. Well, where are we today? They're against the Stars and Stripes. They're against George Washington. They're trying to say that he's everything that he, they're trying to make up stories about him to vilify him. And they have torn down statues of George Washington and Thomas Jefferson. And they didn't stop there. They got the one of Lewis and Clark in Sacagawea. They went after Teddy Roosevelt. They even tore down Abraham Lincoln's statue. It's crazy tearing down all these statues. So I wrote a song that came after the one on our courthouse square, and we were able to protect it and save it. And I wanted to write the song to send a message that, on the court square, the statue that was there is no longer there for you to see. And why? Because how can we tell the story? I did a podcast interview with a gentleman from England, and I said, if they, it doesn't matter if you like Winston Churchill or not, but most people in England do, because he saved England's butt and he saved the world's butt for the most part during World War II. That little country held Germany at bay for a long time. And what if you went through that country and tore down every statue or every plaque or anything that would remind you of Winston Churchill? What if you did that? Well, in 50 years, people would not know who Winston Churchill would be if you're depending on those pieces to remind you. And statues do that very thing. If you remove all the statues at Gettysburg that had anything that's mentioned the Confederates, and all it was there was Union statues, how could you tell the rest of the story? You couldn't.
Right.
And so that's kind of where the song came from, is, we need to protect all statues. It's because America will never be the same. The South won't be the same.
Yeah.
And America won't be the same. So, I don't get too political, but this is a passion thing. It's about protecting American history, and the statues are a part of that. So.
And the music is fantastic. Thanks for making it, and thanks for telling the story behind it. This is history, and we're going to come back and talk to you just a little bit more, get your social media, and visit a little more with Rick Revel. Let's play Southern Man in a Strange Land, though, right now on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this New Music Friday.
I was born down in Dixie, and there are those who try to fix me. I got rebel blood flowing in my veins. They seem to drive them all insane. I don't buy the lie they sell. I want the truth and not a fairy tale. They don't listen to what I say. They want things just their way. I'm a Southern man in a strange land. The South ain't the place that it used to be. On the court square, here go, there's no statue there for you to see. You can't erase what took place. You have to learn from your mistakes. I'm a Southern man, taking a stand while I can. God save the Southland. Serve that old red, white, and blue. I'm mighty proud of my bloodline, but some won't like what they're gonna find. A loyal son of the South, but I'm a patriot without a doubt. I hate seeing freedom fade away. America kneel and pray. I'm a Southern man in a strange land. America ain't what she used to be. On the court square, you go, there's no statue there for you to see. You can't erase what took place. You Ford Square. You go there, there's no statue there for you to see. You can't erase what took place. You have to learn from your mistakes. I'm a Southern man, taking a stand while I can. God save the sound. God save the sound. God save the sound.
Once again, his name is Rick Revel, live with us tonight on the Tim Kelly Show. That is Southern Man in a Strange Land. You've heard a lot of history behind his music and behind the music that a lot of great artists have made over the years. And you've got to interview a lot of those other artists, too. You had a TV show you were part of called Music City Today, co-hosted with Erica Lane. You've been able to interview artists like the great Charlie Pride, Tracy Byrd, Alan Jackson, Clay Walker, Brooks and Dunn. That's good stuff.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was in one of the most fun interviews was with Shenandoah. I mentioned them earlier, and it's hilarious. The drummer for Shenandoah actually maintains an office in the Wishbone recording studio where I record.
Wow.
And so he walks in one day while we're recording my album that you're playing these songs from. He walks in, and I recognize him, and I said, and he sits there and looks at me and says, "I know you." And I says, "Yeah, and I know you." And he says, "But where's it from?" And I said, "I interviewed you and the band years ago on a show called Music City Today with Erica Lane." And he said, "Oh, man." And I said, "Yeah, and you were wearing your little keepy hat." He wore a Confederate kepi hat. And I said, "You were wearing or he called it his rebel cap." I said, "You were wearing your rebel cap?" And he said, yeah, I was. And so you never know. But, yes, I interviewed Shenandoah and a lot of great groups. And then when I went on after that, and I wound up having my own show called Music and Entertainment Tonight, and had David Frizzell and a lot of big artists on there. We had we had 34 shows that we did for that. So I was with the Music City Today for about 6 months, cranking out those shows once a week, and then went on about 5 or 6 months after that, started Music City Today and did that for a couple of years and did 34 shows. And my next guest, if I'd gotten to do show number 35, my guest the next show was going to be Johnny Cash.
Wow.
Jimmy Snow and his wife Dottie at the time were very good friends with Johnny, and they were going to help me get the guest list lined up for the next show, and Johnny Cash was going to be the next guest. So
that is awesome.
But yeah, it's kind of cool. But we did interview a lot of cool guys. Charlie Pride was an exceptional interview. Enjoyed doing interview with him. Tons of people came through there that, as years would pass, I'd cross their paths again. Whitey Schaefer, great interview with him. It was a kind of a unending list of people that you would get a chance to interview, and you would run across them again years later in a whole different setting. And I don't know, that's called networking, Tim. It's just what you have to do. You have to get out there and mix and mingle. And I never pictured myself being a TV host. It was kind of by accident. I walked in, had some friends that working with Dixie Harrison. She was from Arkansas, and a very beautiful lady that was singing. She was working with Moose Sowards, and Moose was working with TNN at the time, and working with the Music City Tonight, which was the show that Ralph Emery was hosting. So he was working with him for many years, and so they introduced me to some people that ran cameras for them and everything, and they left TNN to go with this company that was producing a show called Music City Today. They said, "We want to introduce you to this guy that was producing the show." So they did. They took me over there to meet the guy producing the show, and it was hilarious. he came in the room. He says, "Oh, is this him?" And I just said, what is it? He was an unreal guy. I thought, this guy can't be for real.
Mm-hmm.
And he walked up to me, and he was looking at my face. He took both of his hands and acted as if he was looking through the lens of a camera with his hands, and looked at me. He said, "Oh, he's perfect." And I said, "Perfect for what?" He says, "I want you to co-host my show." And so that's how it happened. I was literally introduced to the producer that way, and he chose me just as kind of it was kind of a light conversation, and went in, and they never told me that this was what I was there for. They just wanted to introduce me. I thought, okay, I'll go and meet these people, because that's what you get used to. You get used to being introduced to a lot of people and never know where to lead. And,
right.
And that's where it led. It led to me being co-host, and then next step from that, I got to host my own show. And then that's kind of where History Highway evolved from. I've got my own syndicated show now called History Highway. It's on Canyon Star TV. I have my own television network called AME TV on Roku and Amazon Fire. And so that it led me back to my roots of television. I've never been that far from it. I've had my own production company when I had the advertising agency, had my own camera equipment, and produced TV commercials and industrial videos. So I've been involved with film production since the 80s. So it's in my blood.
Yep.
It's just like the music. So I had a producer approach me, and we were shooting something for the state of Tennessee, Stewart County area, some tourist videos, and say, come here to Stewart County, and this is what you'll see. So those type of videos, and they won some awards that Stewart County entered them into, so it kind of got us a little recognition. And the producer said, if you could do your own TV show, what would you do? And I said, I had an idea for a long time. I'd like to do something called History Highway. And basically the concept is there's 140,000 historical markers across the United States, those metal signs that you see along the roadside. And they tell you historically what took place in that location. And it's 140,000 of those. And I said, run out of material. and I said, we could drive up to the sign, and I'll tell the story. And I just peel back the layers of the onion and tell you what took place there. And he thought it was a brilliant idea, so we put a pilot together. And, of course, that was right before COVID. COVID hit and shut that down. But I was determined to keep it going, so I picked it up on my own, bought my own camera equipment, and decided just to go ahead and updated everything. I had equipment, but it was all inundated, so I updated and got new equipment and started producing History Highway on my own. And we're 30-plus episodes into it now.
That's
and
awesome.
And that's what we do. We tell the story of America, kind of like Paul Harvey. We tell you the rest of the story.
Yes, I grew up listening to him on the radio too, watching Hee Haw Like You. And you mentioned Joey Canyon from Canyon Star TV. This program is also on there too. He gets the audio from this too, and he does a great job of putting quality programming out there that's family friendly, so everybody can watch it. And so go check out CanyonStar.tv, and you'll hear the Tim Kelly Show, and you'll see Rick Revel on there as well.
Yep. History Highway. We've got, I think on there's 24 episodes on there right now.
That's
or
awesome.
26 episodes on Canyon Star right now. Yep.
Thank you for being on this program, man. We could got to do this again. You've got a whole bunch more stories to tell, I'm sure, and it has been fun talking to you today. Thanks for doing the show.
Yes, I've enjoyed it very, very much.
Where can folks find you if they want to check out more of the history of Rick Revel and your new music to go with it?
Well, of course, the old www.rickrevel.com will tell you about all the acting and things, and then rickrevelmusic.com is my music port for the internet, and then Rick Revel Mr. History on YouTube. Then if you want to check us out on Roku and Amazon Fire, it's on AME TV, Canyon Star TV. So you can check us out there. Love to have you watch our programs. If you like our music, we're on all the streaming platforms. If you'd like to buy some of the music, we're on Bandcamp. But you can find that through our websites at rickrevel.com, rickrevelmusic.com. So
there you go.
track us down.
Thank you very much, brother. Thanks for doing the program. Thanks for the liners that you sent over. I'll keep playing
Yes, sir.
your music and those as well. And let's do this again real soon. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been my pleasure too, brother.
Hard Times in the Deep South going to be next, and then we're going to kick off the next hour with that Muscle Shoals sound on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this New Music Friday.
Mississippi, an angry man just up and hit me. He said, my wife's been fooling around. I saw you kissing her downtown. I said, man, there's been a big mistake. I just got that kind of face. And when he swung at me again, Lord, I dropped him on his chin. And now I'm hearing hard times in the deep south. Didn't commit no crime at all. I'm doing hard times in the deep south. I'm tired of dragging that shackle on. And when I finally got my day in court, I gave the judge my best retort. And when he shook his gavel at me, he said, there's someone you gotta see. That crippled man standing over there, he's my son, and boy, I swear, you're gonna pay for that black guy. For 90 days, I'm gonna make you cry. And now I'm doing hard times in the deep south. Didn't commit no crime at all. Dragging that shackle on. When the warden finally set me free, I headed home back to Tennessee. And when I walked into my house, my crazy wife, she kicked me out. She said, I found somebody new, that he's a better man than you. And now it looks like from this day on, this poor boy's got no home. Now I'm doing hard times in the deep south. Didn't commit no crime at all. I'm doing hard times in the deep south. I'm tired of dragging that shackle and I'm doing hard times in the deep south. Didn't commit no crime at all. I'm doing hard times in the deep south. I'm tired of dragging that shackle and tired of dragging that shackle and bone.
Another hour of the best in new country starts now on Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
Muscle Shoals is calling me, I cannot stay away. Gotta hear that river sing and listen to the swampers play. With the guitar on my back, a suitcase in my hand. Muscle Shoals is calling me, 'cause I'm a music man. Jimmy Johnson called me, said you got the gig. And if you play your licks just right, boy, you're gonna make it big. And when I laid my tracks down, I let my fingers fly. And old Jimmy, he just smiled and let me tell you why. I played it loud, Lord, I played it proud. Bending my guitar strings and making my jelly sing. Playing those hot licks, Lord, playing it real quick. I'm rocking this town with that muscle show sound. I'm rocking this town with that muscle show sound. Play it, son. Swamp us too, but this sound it lives on in me and you. Swamp music alive and well that never shows its age, and I'm playing it every night somewhere on a stage. And I'm playing it loud, Lord, I'm playing it proud, bending my guitar strings and making my jelly sing. Lord, I'm playing them real quick. I'm rocking this town with that muscle show sound. And I'm playing it loud, Lord, I'm playing it proud. Bending my guitar strings and making my jelly sing. Playing those hot licks, Lord, I'm playing it real quick. I'm rocking this town with that muscle show sound. I'm rocking this town with that muscle show sound. I'm rocking this town with that muscle show sound.
His name is Rick Revel. That is R-E-V-E-L. That is called Muscle Shoals Sound. He is from Muscle Shoals, Alabama. And boy, he has some great stories, doesn't he, ladies and gentlemen? It was a pleasure having him on the program tonight. He's interviewed some big-name artists, and it was a pleasure for him taking the time to interview with me. I sure do appreciate it, and he loves this show because it's so lively. Well, we're going to keep it lively in hour number 2. Welcome to it, The Tim Kelly Show, live on KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world. And we've got some more great music for you in hour number 2 and another great radio interview. A couple of folks from the band The Lonesome Six are going to join me tonight, Kirk and Sage. So you're in tune for a treat there, too. You're going to hear great Americana music and the stories behind their songs as well. The gentleman kicking off this next hour is my good friend Bobby Marquez. He performed this afternoon at the Sun Records Theater in Branson at a matinee show, and he's going to do an encore performance coming up this Sunday at 2 p.m. Central Time. The Sun Records Theater is right there in the shopping center of Branson, Missouri, right in the middle of town on Shepherd of the Hills Expressway. It's actually 4600 Gretna Road if you want to check it out and head over there. Get your tickets for this show coming up on Sunday. He puts on a great performance, and he does a great radio interview, too. We just recently had one of those. Bobby Marquez with Rhonda Vincent. She's the queen of bluegrass. She also is from Missouri in Lake Ozark, Missouri. This is called For a While on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this New Music Friday.
You were here for a while, sharing your kiss and your smile.
could calm my heart with just one touch. That's one reason I love you so much. If I knew then what I know now, my pride would not keep me from the love we found. For a while, you were here for a while. It felt so real, but there's no one on earth who could love me, and there's no one who could adore me like you did. For a while.
You were here for a while, feeling your arms around me drove me wild.
Getting lost in your eyes made me love you even more. It almost felt like we had opened heaven's door. Now I regret we let each other go. There's no one who could save my soul. For a while, you were here for a while. It felt so real, but there's no one on earth who could love me, and there's no one who could adore me like you did. For a while, we had everything, you and me, but we took it all for granted. If we could only get it back. For a while, you were here for a while. It felt so real, but there's no one on earth who could love me, and there's no one who could adore me like you did. For a while,
For a while, ooh.
for a while.
Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it?
Today's country.
Country lives right here. Country is what we do.
Today's country. More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to KICR Indie Country Radio, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
Now this is my kind of country. New country. New country. New country.
Nobody gave me a snowball's chance in hell. Said the odds were stacked against me. Guess they don't know me too well. When most people see a wall, I see opportunity. Just tell me what I can't do and then watch me. I'm gonna fly. You can't convince me that I can't. I'm gonna rise. Oh, and I don't give a damn if the whole world thinks I'm crazy. Just let those haters hate me. Imagine their surprise when I fly. Every day I find a way to fail, to get back up again. You'll find me in the trenches, scaling barbed wire fences, trying to half the battle till it's my turn to win. I'm gonna fly, you can't convince me that I can't. I'm gonna rise, oh, and I don't give a damn. If the whole world thinks I'm crazy, just let those haters hate me. Imagine their surprise when I fly. Sure feels good way up here. There's just something in the air when I fly. I'm gonna fly, you can't convince me that I can't. I'm gonna rise, oh, and I don't give a damn. If the whole world thinks I'm crazy, just let those haters hate me. Imagine their surprise if I leave them all behind when I fly.
She is making her radio debut tonight on the Tim Kelly Show. Her name is Liv, that is L-I-V Hatfield. Liv Hatfield, in a great song called When I Fly. She's a super talented young lady, and I mean young. I think she's like 15 years young. She works with my good friend Nicole Zeller, Brickshore Media, out of Nashville, Tennessee. She's one of her brand new clients, and I'd be watching for that young lady. I'd be listening for her, too. She comes out with 3 songs. You're definitely going to hear her on my Triple Play Thursday show, but it's a pleasure to play her music tonight on New Music Friday. Always a pleasure to play this next gentleman, a good friend of mine from Colorado. Lee Sims is who we're talking about, and you can hear his voice 24/7 on my Classic Country radio station. Classic Country Radio's tab is at the top of the homepage at KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. If you love classic country and you hate commercials, it is commercial-free 24/7, 365. Go check it out, Classic Country Radio. Brand new song from Lee Sims, I'm the One That Ain't Coming Back, on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
Well, I left the night you left me. I've been gone now for a while. Been palling round with the blues and drinking like it's going out of style. I didn't take a car, I didn't take a bus, I didn't take a plane. I've just been laying low, trying to get over this pain. 1,000 times I've thought it over, told myself I was over you. Never been this far gone before, I don't know where this old road is heading to. I feel just like a lonesome whistle blowing down a one-way track. Yeah, you're the one that's gone, but I'm the one that ain't coming back. Well, I sleep down on the sofa, but I can't say that I really rest. I get to work every morning. My boss says I'm a mixed up mess. I burned up your letters, threw away your pictures, and tore that phone off the wall. But I would have torn up my pride if only you would have called. 1,000 times I've thought it over, told myself I was over you. Never been this far gone before. I don't know where this old road is heading to. I feel just like a lonesome whistle blowing down a one-way track. Yeah, you're the one that's gone, but I'm the one that ain't coming back. I feel just like a lonesome whistle blowing down a one-way track. Yeah, you're the one that's gone, but I'm the one that ain't coming back. Yeah, you're the one that's gone, but I'm the one that ain't coming back.
Sounds like this.
I'd rather drink a hot beer, build a fire in the pouring rain, burn all of my fishing gear, then set sail in a hurricane.
And this.
I don't wanna be a good time girl, arm around my shoulder, shutting down your favorite bar.
And this.
99 Halo couldn't take you away.
You're listening to the best in new country music on KICR Indie Country Radio.
All it takes is one look to see that I ain't from no big city. I can saddle up, so I'll see you later. Four-wheel drives and mud tires, cooking s'mores by the bonfire. I know all my neighbors, no one's a stranger. Ain't no skyscrapers, but we got lots of Lakers. Cut off blue jeans with cowboy boots, getting in touch with my southern roots. Talk a little slower, might not sound like you do. Born and raised on that Georgia clay, where we fly on glory every day. I'm proud of where I'm from, God bless the USA. And if you don't understand, it's okay, it's just a country girl thing. I'm as sweet as the peaches we got down here, but boy, you can bet I can still shoot a deer with one shot, one pull of a trigger. If you got a tractor, miles bigger. Cut off blue jeans with cowboy boots, getting in touch with my southern roots. Talk a little slower, might not sound like you do. Born and raised on that Georgia clay, where we fly on glory every day. I'm proud of where I'm from, God bless the USA. And if you don't understand, it's okay, it's just a country girl thing. touch with my southern roots. Talk a little slower, might not sound like you do. Born and raised on that Georgia clay, where we fly on glory every day. I'm proud of where I'm from, God bless the USA. And if you don't understand, it's okay, it's just a country girl thing. 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 It's just.
She's another talented young lady that works with my good friend Nicole Zeller from Brickshore Media. Her name is Isabella Hartline. That is called Country Girl Thing. It's just a country girl thing, ladies and gentlemen. And she is a fine country girl, that is for sure. About 15, 16 years young. We had a great radio interview recently, and you can check that out in the Tim Kelly Show interview archives. That tab is at the top of the homepage of my website as well, KICRIndieCountryRadio.com. We're going to put two more interviews from tonight's show in those archives, and my second interview is coming up after two more songs. I'll be talking to Kirk and Sage from the Lonesome Six, a great Americana band. You're going to enjoy the stories behind their songs as well. This next young artist is a great male artist. His name is Caden Wilson. This is called Make Her Love Me on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio, playing new country's best on a New Music Friday.
Daddy knows the answer to everything. How to skin a buck and wet a line and fix that truck to make it mine. But Daddy, there's something I need to know. I love a girl that don't love me. I know that I'd treat her like a queen. To me, that's exactly what she is. Pray one day she'll come around. I'd steal her heart if I knew how. So Daddy, can you please tell me, how do I make her love me? Well, I've done all that I know to do. Held the door, I heard her cry about all them other guys, but I can't seem to make her mine. I love a girl that don't love me. I know that I treat her like a queen. To me, that's exactly what she is. I pray one day she'll come around. I'd steal her heart if I knew how. So Daddy, can you please tell me, how do I make her love me? I took her hand, she took my name, and now that she feels the same. I get to love a girl that now loves me. I always treat her like a queen, and cause to me that's exactly what she is. But now I finally made her mine. I love her till the day we die. Daddy, thank you for all your advice. I finally made her mine. She's all mine.
You're listening to New Music Friday on KICR Indie Country Radio.
Sunrise in your smile,
this cold and rainy day. Been together for a while, still it's hard for me to say. Left her standing at the altar as we shared that sweet champagne. We really wouldn't be together if I hadn't missed that train. Felt the walls closing in, tight noose around my neck. My life was wearing thin, but God forgave me for my sin. As I look into the cradle, that little Junior sleeping in, I broke her heart, but then again, sure and glad I missed that train. You washed my broken heart like an early morning rain. We've probably been 2 worlds apart. If I hadn't missed that train, I'd surely gone insane. If I hadn't missed that train.
You're listening to the Tim Kelly Show on KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. It is New Music Friday, and I'm excited to play new music from this band that I have interviewed in the past. It's our second radio interview tonight, the Lonesome Six. I've got Kirk and Sage with me. How are you tonight?
We're great. Thank you. How are you?
You bet. Thanks for doing the show. I'm doing fantastic, and always a pleasure to play your music and have you on the program. And Kirk, you've been a big supporter of this radio station for a while, and you guys are awesome. I love your music.
Well, thank you very much, Tim. It's very kind of you.
You are welcome. You're kind of still newly formed, though. You just formed a band in 2023, and you said if there's one genre that you would kind of fall into, maybe it's Americana, but I say if it sounds country, I'm going to play it, and you kind of incorporate all of that in your music. Country, folk, rock, bluegrass, all of it. The blues.
Right. Yeah, we kind of go wherever the music takes us, and we have a lot of influences. You probably hear from the 60s, 70s, and things like that kind of drive our music. But Sage is younger, and she enjoys folk music and kind of takes a blend that way sometimes. And she's got a great voice for folk as well.
I was just going to say that. You're the lead vocalist, and you've got her vocals, too, on some songs, and you guys are all fantastic.
Well, actually, I'm only on one of the songs, but we have 5 vocalists in the band, but Sage is probably the star, I think.
There you go.
The rest of us are track.
They're working on your star right now for the Walk of Fame. Well, thanks for being with us tonight, man. And you guys are stars, and we're definitely going to keep playing your music. In fact, it says, you got 6 vocalists that provide an opportunity for you guys to create a lot of vocal leads and harmonies. And boy, I love hearing your harmonies. They are fantastic.
Well, thank you very much.
Do you guys spend a lot of time together practicing and things like that?
Yeah, we practice a couple times a week, typically 2 hours during the week and 4 hours on the weekend. And then, we do a lot of in recording, whenever we're developing a new song, we spend a lot of time working on that song. And so one of our practices kind of takes the form of making sure that's ready to go for the recording process. And then the other practice is more getting ready for live performances.
Okay. You got a couple of songwriters in the group too. You are one of them, Kirk, and then it says Ron Leal. You guys, do you guys co-write now, or?
We kind of, it's a process where one of us, and actually there's several parties to the process, but I'll usually come up with an idea and then I'll bring it to the band, and then we kind of form it together as a group. There's a new one coming out, our next release we have a new one coming out. It's a country one that's coming out at the end of this month called Regina. And then after that, we're doing one that was co-written by Nate Hensey and myself. And Sage actually wrote part of a song with me at the time as well. So it's kind of where we can grab and we have ideas and we kind of share them and put them together into a song.
I love it. Who come up with the idea for the name of the band, the Lonesome Six?
That was me, and I really don't recall what kind of drove it, but it just there were six of us. We kind of threw that out there, and I think everybody unanimously accepted it, which was good.
Sage, how did you get involved with these guys?
I actually met Kirk. I joined the band kind of late, like towards the end, probably November, October-ish. And I met Kirk through my boyfriend's dad. They were friends. And so it's kind of it's weird and it's like unusual how we met, but it just worked so perfectly. And when I joined the band, I felt like nothing but welcomed. And it was just like, we knew that it was like I was meant to be there. So that's kind of how I joined and got involved with these guys.
That's awesome. Well, you're probably about celebrating your 1-year anniversary with the band there, and here doing this show on November the 15th, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Very soon, I think.
We like to say that we weren't a band until Sage got here.
Yeah. Now we got a band. Well, that is awesome, and it's you guys stand out. You're a little bit different than anything I've ever played on the radio, and I've been doing this show for 12 years. But, man, I sure liked your sound from the first moment I heard you. And we interviewed, gosh, what's it been, 6-7 months ago? So you were really new when we did our first interview.
Oh,
yeah, I think that we had just released The Forge, which is Sage's first song that she sang at the time we did the interview, and that was like last year.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's great to have you back on, and it's always a pleasure watching somebody, and I've been doing this for 12 years on the radio, going on 13 now. This next May of 25 be 13 years, watching the careers and you guys' progress, and you're not young like the artists that I play on the radio that are, just getting started. Some of them 10 years old, 12, 15, whatever. But you're young as a band, and it's neat to watch your careers grow and other people accept you and what you're doing. And you're getting airplay on 7 radio stations by doing this show tonight. So we're going to get you on a lot of formats, but I know you're getting others too.
Yeah, it's great. We really appreciate the support that your station's provided as well as the other ones. For some reason, we're kind of tuned into New Zealand and Australia. There's a lot of stations that are playing our music too. So it's definitely worldwide, and the reach of these radio stations like your format just provides a great broad audience for us.
Yeah, I have had this month over 300 folks listen to the show from the Netherlands, and they have listened to 800 hours of the Tim Kelly Show, which blows my mind. So
that's great.
And that's just one of the stats I see. I don't really see some of the other formats like iHeartRadio or Amazon Music and all that, but I know by who hits me up in my emails that somebody's listening out there, and they want to be a part of this program and be on this show like you guys, and that makes me feel good. I know I'm doing something right.
Definitely.
Playing what I call new country's best, and I can say that behind your music too, even though it might be Americana. If it sounds country, I'll play it. And in fact, this first song, it's called The Winds of Change. I want to hear the story behind it. Tell us about this one.
So that was, we were kind of sitting around. Ron Leal is a great whistler. And we were playing with another song, and it kind of inspired me to try to do something that was a spaghetti Western. sort of feel, like the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Uh-huh.
But in our usual, our songs are usually some story related to love or love lost or, things like that are, kind of touch people emotionally. And so just came up with the Winds of Change as a title from the song, and we added Ron's whistle to it. It's actually coming out, this month, and you'll be playing on your show. But it's a little bit different than our other songs. If I had to pick one to fit it with, it would probably be more towards Macon's Flower, the summer sound. But it's like a '60s spaghetti western sort of feel.
Yep.
A little bit more country than some of the other ones.
Man,
too.
I love those. I watch those still to this day. The Good, Bad, the Ugly that you mentioned with Clint Eastwood in it. And also these Trinity movies. Have you ever seen Trinity Is Still My Name or Nobody's My Name? And he's the right hand of the devil and the left hand of the devil because they're so quick with their guns.
Right.
Yeah, I love watching those movies. So, I love the spaghetti westerns they're called. Now, I haven't researched why they were called spaghetti westerns. Maybe you know.
I think it was because they were done a lot in Italy at the time.
Yep, Italians, right?
Yeah.
You see a lot of those names, Italian names, that I can't pronounce in the credits. That's probably it.
Yeah, a lot of the spaghetti western music was actually composed by one individual. I can't recall his name, but he's an Italian. And it went along with most of those films. And so when I was researching the sound we wanted to do, I was going back and listening to some of his work across multiple, like Fistful of Dollars and other big films that were done. And I kind of think of it as kind of a Quentin Tarantino sort of vibe too. So if Quentin's listening, we'd definitely love to do a sync deal.
There you go. Hey, if Quentin's listening, that star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame could be a real deal for you, Sage. For sure. Hey, I want to talk, too, about the other band members. We got Kirk with us. We got Sage. We talked about Ron Leal, who's songwriter, too. Tell us the other band members.
So there's Norm Chapa, and Norm is the gentleman that sang Slowly Age Like Wine. So he's got a kind of a Willie Nelson sort of vibe to his voice. The song that we're releasing next is called Regina, and it's also a very Willie Nelson sort of feel, so it's going to fit right in with your audience. But he's a great musician and a great vocalist, just a tremendous voice. And then we have Nate Hensey. Nate is, I think his influences are more folk related and 60s, 70s rock sort of thing. He sings My Sweet Hummingbird, 6 O'Clock Train, and he has a couple new ones that we'll be doing coming up very shortly. As I mentioned, Small Things, which is one that we're releasing directly after Regina. And then John Wechter is our drummer, and John's just a tremendous percussionist, a very humble guy, but he can basically play anything that percussion. Last night we were practicing, and he went and grabbed a tambourine. It was like very...
Nice.
So it's a great mix of people, lots of influences that kind of overlap, and then we tend to try to push ourselves to the boundary of where certain influences lie, so that we aren't always just in the sweet spot. We're trying to, that's why I think our music sounds a little bit different than what you're used to, because no one song sounds too much like the other, and songs don't really fit in a genre with other, commonplace songs. And if you heard one song of Lonesome Six, you haven't heard the Lonesome Six, because we pull a lot of different things out.
In fact, you got a lot of great videos to your music, too, and we have the TV channel called ICTV, or Indie Country Television, and you guys have 4 of the videos that you have to your songs playing in rotation on that channel. I know you mentioned 6 O'Clock Train and My Sweet Hummingbird. I think those are both on there, and a couple of others as well, and you guys are sponsors of that, too, so if you look under the live TV screen on Indie Country Television, you'll see the logo for the Lonesome Six. Click on that, and it'll take you right to their website, and you can experience some of their other music. And you mentioned you got a new one just about to be released here pretty soon.
Yep.
So
we're trying to do about one a month. So you.
Hey, I love it. There you go. That'll keep you on this program for sure.
One of the things I should mention is that we're actually we're taking the first 10 songs that we released, and we're compiling an album that will be available on vinyl coming up shortly. We expect to have that done by the end of the year. It will include the next release we're doing called Regina on it.
Okay.
So there's a good mix of music.
All right, absolutely. Yeah, I want to hear what Regina's about. We may not talk about that on this program particularly, but I want to hear the story behind that song for sure. Since you mentioned it, I get a lot of titles in my email, and some of them are just like that, just one word, Regina or something. I'm like, okay, what's that going to be about? So.
Yeah, for that one, it was it's a traditional, I guess, Spanish love song. So it's a little bit more
nice.
Spanish oriented, but country with Norm singing it. It's very, very much Willie Nelson sort of feel, but more along the lines of Seven Spanish Angels by Willie Nelson than.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that with it'll have the classical guitar lead in that Spanish style.
I love his duet with Ray Charles on that.
Yes, that's what I sent that song to our producer, and I said, "This is the sound we're trying to get out of this." So it's more, some of our songs are very theatrical, like "Winds of Change" and "The Forge" has a lot more elements to it. This one is just a raw, stripped down sort of thing, kind of like "Slowly As Like Wine" was, where it'll be just vocals and those guitar tones.
Awesome. Well, that sounds good. And speaking of sounding good, let's play the Lonesome Six and the Winds of Change. We're going to come back and talk to Kirk and Sage from the band on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio. New country's best on this New Music Friday.
Change are blowing right past my door, and with it comes despair. 'Cause I know you won't be coming round here no more. I can feel it in the air. I've been trying to find a way to tell you that I know you're moving on. 'Cause I know that if I turn my back for just 1 second, I'd turn around and find you've gone. Baby, please don't do this to me. I know you reap what you sow. Than you know. But if there's any way I can make it up to you, girl, just let me know. Girl, just let me know. Mistakes that I made and all the ways I let you down. I can't help but feel if I were a better man, you'd be thinking twice about leaving town. In the end, it's better this way, 'cause I know there's no righting this wrong. But I wanted to let you know just how I feel, so I did my best to put it in the song. Baby, please just letting you know. But if there's any way I can make it up to you, girl, just let me know. Girl, just let me know.
That is called The Winds of Change. The group is the Lonesome Six. Kirk and Sage are with us tonight on the program. Great song, and thanks for doing the show tonight.
We're happy to be here.
Oh, man, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Sage, we wanted to give you a little bit more airtime. So tell us about music and how things kind of started for you. And at what point did you start singing? You've been singing since you was a little girl, probably?
Yeah, I have. I've been singing since I was really young, but I was always too shy to ever do anything with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I really didn't perform anywhere or sing with anybody else until I'd say the day that I actually met Kirk. So,
wow.
Yeah, I just now really started performing, in front of people and for audiences and recording and doing all the stuff that a typical band does. But I never did any of that solo. I just sing a lot. And I was in choir, for like a few years, 2 years or something like that. But
Yeah.
it was never like how it is now. And I'm so grateful because it's really made me more confident, I guess, obviously in my ability to sing, but also just in myself.
Yeah.
And it's made me really get more out there and just feel, I just feel a lot different from the beginning of this year to now. And it's all because of the Lonesome Six and everyone that's in the band. So
That is awesome.
Kind of a funny story, Tim, is when Sage came to audition for the band. It was just Ron and myself, and we were playing guitar with her, and she was sitting around the couch, and she was sitting between us. And we played a couple covers, and we did a couple originals with her, but you could just barely hear her, like she was so shy. And just hear this little voice coming out, and I don't think Ron could even hear it at all with, playing the guitar, but I could just hear this magic in my ear.
Uh-huh.
And I immediately knew that Sage was, one of a kind, really.
Yeah.
So it was a very quick decision, even though she probably didn't feel like she came and gave it her best. She wasn't like jumping up and belting it out.
I was so shy.
But you could just tell. And as we've progressed and done a lot more songs, she's gotten a lot more comfortable, and now it's just she's blossomed into this tremendous performer.
That is awesome, and that's just the way it goes. You keep doing your thing and perfecting your craft, and like you said, you guys practice a couple of times a week. I've been doing this show a long time, and I'd go back every once in a while, listen to some of my previous radio shows, and go, "Did I really sound like that on the radio?" So you just keep doing it and keep getting better, and that's just how it works. And it's neat that you can put yourself out there in front of folks, and it's getting recognized. The music is fantastic. Now, let me ask you this too, Sage. Who kind of influenced you in the world of music? Maybe somebody you listen to on the radio, male, female artist. Who would be some names we might know that made you want to do something in the world of music?
I'd say my biggest influence, probably around the same time as when I joined Lonesome Six, I was listening to a lot of Noah Kahan. He's kind of a more folky, like indie, or not country, but more folky indie singer.
Mm-hmm.
And just his lyrics really inspired me. And I think that was one of the main artists that it was like, wow, I could maybe, do something similar to this, or, I think him definitely. And then I've always said Olivia Rodrigo, even though, she's like a giant, famous, big superstar, but I like a lot of her songs and her lyrics, and I think it's really down-to-earth music. And
yeah.
So I'd
awesome.
say that's true, definitely.
Yeah.
I think Sage has a way of connecting with the lyrics, which makes it so impactful. And it's neat to see an artist that kind of really tries to emote what the lyrics mean rather than just up there singing the song.
That's what I see a lot of these talent competitions like The Voice on NBC and different ones like that. I play a lot of those artists that were on Blake's team back when he did The Voice for all those seasons. And then Reba's team now, the country ones, is mostly what I play. But when they do these covers, when they have to do the voice, it's really... They got to put their heart and soul into it, and that's what the coaches want. Is they want to be able to feel that, and it has to resonate with them for them to be able to pick them to be on their team, and that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, got to put a lot of emotion into it, and you do that, Sage. You're fantastic. So, congratulations on what you're already doing in just a year's time. How about that?
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Let me ask you, too, one thing. Where is the band based out of, the Lonesome Six, here in the country?
We're in Houston. I live in the Woodlands, Texas, which is a suburb north of Houston, and Sage is everybody's within a 15-mile radius of here. So
okay. A lot of great music, and especially country music, comes out of Texas for sure. That is one of the biggest places I get the music from, and it is sure always nice to have the Lonesome Six hit me up. And Kirk, you do a great job at promoting the band. You guys are awesome, and I always love playing your stuff, and we'll keep doing that for sure.
Thank you.
You are welcome. We're going to play another song called "It's Time I Started Walking." What's this one about?
So this is Sage is the lead vocalist in this one. She's doing it with Nate Hensey as providing harmony to Sage. And it's, again, a story of a breakup, essentially. And Sage, what's your take on it?
I really like this song because it's like, if you really listen to the lyrics, it's like it's a story about someone who's just gotten to their breaking point in a relationship, and it's time to start walking, basically.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah, it's I really like the lyrics because I think they're deep. You can, if you really listen to all of them, it does tell a story, and it gets emotional at times. And it's almost like the song. It's like you're fed up, you're at your limit, but it's also kind of like almost putting the full blame on the other person in the relationship, which also makes me really like it because it's out there. So
that's good stuff.
We try to play Nate and Sage's vocal off one another to kind of be a call and response sort of feel to it. But hope you like it.
Oh, I do. I love the title, and I'll just tell you, I spend so much time in this chair putting together music and programming the station, then doing the live shows. My doctor said it's time I start walking, too. But we love your music, and you've got a great Christmas song, too, that we're going to play tonight. It's almost that time of year. In a couple of weeks, I'm going to change the whole theme of the website. The day after Thanksgiving, it's going to be snowing on our website. So you got to come back and check that out because I love Christmas time, and we got a lot of listeners that do, too. And I'm also going to put together on Indie Country Television, it's going to have its own Christmas channel of videos that are going to play year-round. So we're putting that together as well.
Oh, great.
So, we love that time of year. So let's go ahead and wish you a happy Thanksgiving in a couple of weeks and a very Merry Christmas. And next time we talk will probably be 2025, but come back and let's do this again.
We appreciate your support, Tim. We're happy to come on the show anytime.
You are welcome. You bet. We've got Sage. We've got Kirk from the Lonesome Six. It's time I start walking on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best, on this New Music Friday.
There won't be
best in new country starts now. On Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
I couldn't believe it when you walked out that door. Told me that you had to go away. This time it looks like it might be for good. I wish there was some way to make you stay. Christmas ain't Christmas without you. Stars, they don't shine as bright. A single socket hangs from the mantle without you by my side. All I want for Christmas is to have you by my side. Kiss beneath the mistletoe and a mystery sleigh ride. Perhaps Santa leave you underneath the tree, wrapped in a big red bow. Bring you back to me. And there ain't no bells of holly, just ain't no jingle in my bell. Heart's there with nothing but sorrow. There's no wishes left in that well. Taillights left the driveway, I could feel my heart stop. The chestnuts no longer on the fire. It looks like this Christmas will be a shade of blue. Christmas just ain't Christmas without you. All I want for Christmas is to have you by my side. Kiss beneath the mistletoe and a mystery sleigh ride. Perhaps Santa leave you underneath the tree, wrapped in a big red bow. Wrapped in a big red bow. And bring you back to me.
That is the brand new Christmas song from the Lonesome Six. It is called Christmas Without You, and I want to thank Sage and Kirk from the Lonesome Six for being on the program tonight on the Tim Kelly Show. What a great group, and go check them out. Their logo is on my website right now, all over it. They are a sponsor of this program, and you can check them out underneath the Indie Country Television TV player as well. Just click that Lonesome Six logo. I've got it flashing on the TV screen right now while I'm live on YouTube, and we appreciate their support, and it's always a pleasure to play their great music. The Lonesome Six. Go check them out. Welcome to hour number 3 of the Tim Kelly Show. We are live still on KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. Hit that Radio Bus player. That's the first one down the homepage just a little bit, and push play on that. There's an app. You can download the Tim Kelly Show app by scanning that QR code, and the next time we go live, next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you'll be able to listen right on your mobile device. It's real easy to do. The previous song before I did the interview from Don Redman, he is from Sweden. It is called If I Hadn't Missed That Train. You just heard that one. How about this one from my good friend Nicole Witt? She is originally from Springfield, Missouri. This is called Trains I Missed. Kicking off hour number 3 of the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
Here's to the trains I missed, the loves I lost, the bridges I burned, the rivers I never crossed, the call I didn't hear, the signs I didn't heed, the roads I couldn't take, and the maps I wouldn't read. It's a big old world, but I found my way through the pain and the hurt. They led me straight to this. Here's to the trains I missed. I've been a clown, I've been a fool. I pushed on every chance, crossed way too many lines, trying to crawl out of God's hands. There were stones I didn't throw, and hearts I didn't break, and the hopes that I held on to with a little bit of faith. It's a big old world, and I found my way through the pain and the hurt. They led me straight to this. Here's to the trains I missed. Here's to the place I found, this love I know, the sky and the ground that I call home, and the thing I believe deep inside of me, and the moments when I feel I'm right where I'm meant to be. It's a big old world, but I found my way through the pain and the hurt. Well, they led me straight to this. Oh, it's a big old world, and I found my way through the pain and the hurt. Well, they led me straight to this. Your touch and your kiss, here's to the trains I miss. Here's to the trains I miss. Here's to the trains I
Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it?
Today's country. I love absolutely every single song they play. This station is dangerously good.
This is Today's Country.
I like the music.
I like the DJs. There's even more to like.
I like everything about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to KICR Indie Country Radio, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
Now this is my kind of country. New country. New country. New country.
When you live in the country, everybody is your neighbor. On this one thing you can rely. They'll all come to see you and never, never leave you, saying, y'all come to see us by and by. Y'all come, y'all come. Oh, you all come to see us when you can. Y'all come, y'all come. Oh, you all come to see us now and then. Hey! The kin folks are coming, they're coming by the dozen, eating everything from soup to hay. And right after dinner, they ain't looking any thinner. Here's what you'll hear them say. Y'all come, y'all come. Oh, you all come to see us when you can. Y'all come, y'all come. Oh, you all come to see us now and then.
They come out to the kitchen and help to do the dishes right away. But they all started leaving, although that she's grieving. You can still hear Grandma say, y'all come, y'all come. Oh, you all come to see us when you can. Y'all come, y'all come. Oh, you all come to see us now and then. Y'all come, y'all come. Oh, you all come to see us when you can. Y'all come, y'all come. Oh, you all come to see us now and then. Oh, you all come to see us now and then.
His name is Jonathan Lynn. He's a good friend of mine, and that is his brand new single. It is called Y'all Come. Man, I love the fiddle in that song and the vocals as well. He always puts out great music. I can definitely say New Country's best behind his music, and he's doing a pop-up show tonight on this New Music Friday, not only on my show, but he's doing a show for folks as well tonight, and hanging out in the woods somewhere, probably around the campfire or something like that. So that is good stuff. He gave me a shout-out a little bit ago, so I'm going to give him one. Hello, Jonathan Lynn, and all the fine folks that are listening to him and hanging out. And I know Donna, our good friend from Nashville, Tennessee, is there, and probably Mary and Barbara and a bunch of them. So that's good stuff. I always appreciate his support, and right back at you, my man. Y'all come to the Tim Kelly Show. I'll be back on the air next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Wednesday's a morning show. That kicks off at 9 a.m. Central Time, and I've got a couple of great radio interviews for next Wednesday as well. Then Thursday and Friday nights are 7 p.m. Central Time. And I'm also going to have this next gentleman on my program real soon. His name is Christian Davis. This is called Wonder Woman on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
You're always on the run. You're always on the go. Everybody wants a little piece of your time. If you wonder, woman, how I'm spending mine, all I do is wonder how you keep my world spinning around. God knows I'd be lost without you. All I do is wonder why I even get to call you mine. Every day when the day is through, all I do is wonder, woman, how you love me like you do. You see me at my best, you see me at my worst. Somehow you see it through and make it work. Sharp as a thorn and pretty as a rose. Every time I hold you, heaven knows. All I do is wonder how you keep my world spinning round. God knows I'd be lost without you. All I do is wonder why I even get to call you mine. Every day when the day is through, all I do is wonder, woman, how you love me like you do. All I do is wonder how you keep my world
In a world, there was one man, Tim Kelly, and there was only one radio station, Indie Country Radio.
She was barely 18, she barely had a dream with a pocket full of change and a rundown beater. Going nowhere fast. Feeling like a black sheep trapped with the herd. A finger in the air trying to get the last word. Demons in her path. She's like a freight train running in the dark with a burned out spark and no end inside. Trying to stay on track. Full steam ahead with so much inside. A load of damaged goods and the destination. A little smoke and a stare. She's like a freight train. She's like a freight train. Visions of a life with a happy ending. Money in her pocket and a loving family. Dancing in her mind. Two tracks to choose from. You win some, you lose some. Which one will she take? In one she breaks, in one she learns to fly. She's like a freight train running in the dark with a burnt out spark and no end inside. Trying to stay on track. Full steam ahead with so much inside. A load of damaged goods and a destination. A little smoke in a stack. She's like a freight train. Just like a freight train. She's like a freight train running in the dark with a burnt out spark and no end inside. Trying to stay on track. Full steam ahead with so much inside. A load of damaged goods and a destination. A little smoke in a stack. She's like a freight train. She's like a freight train.
Her name is Kay Harper. That is called Freight Train. That is a hit song right there, ladies and gentlemen. She definitely knocked that out of the park. And we got this train theme going on tonight's show, don't we? I absolutely love it. Kay Harper, though, go check her out on Facebook, all over social media. She's got a Facebook music page that has 800 followers. Let's get her to 1,000. We can get a couple hundred more in there for Kay Harper. That is a great, great song, Freight Train. Go check it out all over social media, and especially right here on the Tim Kelly Show. We just sent it out to 8 radio stations just like that. I love interviewing this next artist a while back. His name is George Dearborn, and he makes great traditional country music. Our interview is also in the Tim Kelly Show interview archives. His latest single is called By George. How about that? On the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio. New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
Bartender, can you break a 10? My heart's broke down again. This Tennessee whiskey's finally kicking in. It's coming on strong. Can't take much more hip hop. I ain't in the mood for southern rock. All I wanna hear out of of that jukebox is a country song by George. Play anything by George. It's what I came in here for. They've got me through it before. By George, it's Trader Jones for sure. You might as well play nothing if you don't play something by George. I'm drunk on yesterday's wine. Baby's gotten good and goodbye. She's gone and I'm still doing time on this grand tour. So bartender, break up another 10. I'm gonna drop every last time in and stop loving her today if I can. Well, I have one more. By George, play anything by George. That's what I came in here for. They got me through it before. By George, it's Trader Jones for sure. Might as well play nothing if you don't play something by George. If drinking don't kill me, her foolhardy memory will. By George, play anything by George. That's what I came in here for. They got me through it before. By George, it's Trader Jones for sure. You might as well play nothing if you don't play something by George. A song don't mean nothing if it ain't been sung by George.
Hi, this is Greta Zilla, and you're listening to Tim Kelly's show, New Music Friday, on KICR.
Well, now that I'm legal, I can cruise up and down the road. Burning at a rubber, seeing how fast you can go. I done let the horses out, now they're running all over town. Now I'm headed up to Lukenbach to see what it's all about. Yeah, Waylon and a Willie singing in a country song. Another pain song, train song, doing some a good girl wrong. Rolling with the 6-string, looking for some feeling, and nothing but the shirt on my back. That honky-tonk neons started living way too fast. Song when she was walking in the door. She was a two-stepping to the stage, tearing up the hardwood floor. When she winked and tossed her hair, I saw the devil in her eyes, I swear. I'm stuck here in Lukenbach, I can't make it out of here. Yeah, Waylon and a Willie singing in a country song. Another pain song, train song, or doing some good girl wrong. Rolling with the 6-string, looking for some feeling, hurt on my back. That honky-tonk neon started living way too fast. Now that honky-tonk neon started living way too fast. Yeah, devil taught me I should have sped up and drove on past.
One of the comments while that song was playing is that song make you want to get up and dance. And boy, that is absolutely correct. How about that on a Friday night? Anthony Price is that young gentleman's name. He is 17 years young from Texarkana, Texas. We recently just did a great radio interview. You can find that in the Tim Kelly Show interview archives. And boy, if you missed that one, you missed a good one. He's got some stories to tell of his music as well. Honky Tonk Neon right there. And I love the young artists like Anthony that are keeping traditional country music alive and well. He is doing his part, ladies and gentlemen. Well, if you missed last Wednesday's show, you definitely want to check out my interview with this next artist. Her name is Piper Paisley, and she's got a great video to this song that she just got finished herself. She put it all together, did every bit of it, and it is fantastic. It is called Another Lonely Town, and you can check out the video to it on ICTV. That is Indie Country Television, and right now you can listen to the song on The Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday. Piper Paisley, Another Lonely Town.
I can still see her face in that rear view. That night in Tupelo, and punching the gas and never looking back, making dust trails to San Antonio. Now maybe my pride still has the best of me, or her spirit just wanted to be free. And just another lonely town, another place to lay my head, not another soul around, just the voices in my head. When forever has an end, why is it hard to start again? In another lonely town, just another lonely town tonight. So I packed my bags and headed back to Tennessee. Oh, to Tennessee. I'm hoping my heart won't forget her, but I couldn't guarantee that it would. Mama told me, girl, you gotta be strong, you gotta move on, but a memory won't let go. And just another lonely town, just a place to lay my head, not another soul around, just the voices in my head. When forever has an end, why is it hard to start again? In another lonely town, it's another lonely town tonight. Sometimes I dream about her, wake up in tears, and I'm reminded that she's gone and I'm living here. Just another lonely town, just a place to lay my head, not another soul around, just the voices in my head. When forever has an end, why is it hard to start again? In another lonely town, it's another lonely town tonight.
I'm Rick Revel, and you're listening to my good buddy Tim Kelly on The Tim Kelly Show on KICR Indie Country.
It's almost high noon in a small western town. People line the streets to watch a gunfight go down. They're making bets on who's gonna win. If you give up a choice, 5 will get you 10. 13 steps apart on a hot summer day. Two restless cowboys stand ready to make their play. Death is the price the loser's gonna pay. 13 steps apart, but only one will walk away. Standing in the crowd, an undertaker smile, waiting for the sound that makes his job worthwhile. The sound of a 44 as it makes a kill. He'll collect 5 silver dollars for a trip to Boot Hill. Somewhere tomorrow a mother will cry for a son that she loved and didn't want to die. She'll remember the baby that he used to be and hold on forever to his memory. 13 steps apart on a hot summer day. Two restless cowboys stand ready to make their play. Death is the price the loser's gonna pay. 13 steps apart, but only one will walk away. 13 steps apart, but only one will walk away.
His name is John Williams. He is from Lufkin, Texas. That is called 13 Steps Apart, based on one of those good old westerns, those gunfighter ballads. And speaking of that, we kind of talked about that in those spaghetti westerns, as they were called, mainly made in Italy back in the day, with the Lonesome Six interview tonight. And I've got those playing now on my Western channel. When we did the Lonesome Six interview pre-recorded, I was like, man, I got to go find those movies. So I did find some of those good old gunfighter ballads. We've got The Quick and the Dead. We got Fistful of Dollars. We got The Good, Bad, and the Ugly with Clint Eastwood. That's some good stuff. We got those Trinity movies, some John Wayne movies, Chisholm, Rio Lobo, and that's some awesome movies. So check out the Indie Country Television ICTV Western channel, and you can watch those movies at your leisure. And we also have the ICTV Christmas channel that's already playing those Christmas movies, powered by Hallmark. And we got some Home Alone in there with Macaulay Culkin, and It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart. You can check that out right now on the ICTV Christmas channel. This next gentleman is the nephew of John Michael Montgomery and Eddie Montgomery from the group Montgomery Gentry. His name is Dylan Carmichael. His latest single is called I'd Call Grandpa on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio, playing new country's best on a New Music Friday.
It was 25 cents at the gumball machine, and that's 25 more than you have when you're 3. It blew my mind how a quarter appeared from behind his ear. There's
Spinner bait burned a hole in my Levi's. The lake was too far for a bike ride. When Mama was busy and Daddy was gone, I'd call Grandpa. He was Superman in overalls, knew every old Don Williams song, had a fight inside he left behind in Nam in 67. If there was a landline that ran right to the countryside of heaven, and I had one call, I'd call Grandpa. Started thinking about a white picket dream, picking out that pawn shop ring. I was sure it was one of them things, he'd be the first I'd call. Yeah, I'd call Grandpa. He was Superman in overalls, knew every old Don Williams song, had a fight inside he left behind in Nam in 67. If there was a landline that ran right to the countryside of heaven, and I had one call, yeah, I'd call Grandpa. Talk about Grandma, tell him I still drive his truck. Hell, I might not ever hang up. If there was a landline that ran right to the countryside of heaven, and I had one call, just one call, I'd call Grandpa. I'd call Grandpa.
Are you ready for football, Chiefs Kingdom?
The Chiefs are back-to-back Super Bowl champions. It is a dynasty.
Mahomes looks to throw. It is caught by Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City. They've done it. The team that is just gritty and gutsy. How about those Chiefs?
Stream the Kansas City Chiefs games all season long on your official Branson radio home of the Chiefs.
One of the greatest duos in the history of the National Football League. Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelce.
KICR, IndyCountryRadio.com. Go Chiefs!
Breaking all the records our senior year and going all the way to state. The back of our helmets say no fear, and I wear number 38. They try to shut us down on and off the field, want us out of the end zone. That's where I kneel and pray to God and play for mama. Can't be what I'm not. It ain't about the drama. I cross the goal line, hit my knee and bow. Mama's watching from up there, and I hope she's proud. Then I stand, hit my chest, and point to the sky, 'cause I wanna pray to God and play for my that I'd believe. And those prayers were not a waste. Finally got the light, yeah, now I see. God needed her when she was 38. The defense and the critics try to stop me, but in the end zone, I've never been more free to pray to God and play for mama. Can't be what I'm not. It ain't about the drama. Across the goal line, hit my knee and bow. Mama's watching from up there, and I hope she's proud that I stand, hit my chest, and point to the sky, 'cause I wanna pray to God and play for mama. In the end zone, I'll keep kneeling and praying, 'cause I just got signed to keep on playing. I hear those stadiums are loud, and mama's got the best seat in the house. When I stand, hit my chest, and point to the sky, 'cause I wanna pray to God and play for mama.
His name is Glenn Shelton. Glenn Shelton Music is where you can find him on social media, and you can check out the video to Play for Mama on our TV channel. That is ICTV, Indie Country Television. Great videos on there 24/7 when we're not doing the radio program. Man, it has been a pleasure to play for you guys tonight. And I want to thank my special guest, Rick Revel, for being here, and also Kirk and Sage from the great group, The Lonesome Six. We had a great time hanging out with all of you folks, and thank them for the great radio interviews. There will be more interviews on next week's show, and check out my full live interview schedule at the bottom of the homepage of KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. And I want to say it is Red Friday. That's why I'm dressed in red, and we hope the Kansas City Chiefs can go 10-0 in Chiefs Kingdom. That is right. Man, what a game last Sunday when they blocked that last-second field goal. They've got the Buffalo Bills this Sunday at 3:25 Central Time on CBS, but you can also catch the game on radio. Just hit our Kansas City Chiefs tab on the website, and it is powered by 96.5 The Fan. Lots of great sports talk on there as well. Kansas City Sports Talk, ladies and gentlemen. And we've got the Tim Kelly Show on there as well, powered by Odyssey. So that's good stuff as well. The Tim Kelly Show is produced by Tim Kelly Productions. Like the Tim Kelly Show on Facebook, and we will like you right back. Until next time, I will see you on the radio. Bye-bye, everybody, and have a great weekend.
Put you in a cornfield in downtown Manhattan. Close your eyes and reel that old zip code. I can put you on a riverbank while you're fighting traffic. I'm a song, I'll see you on the radio. Turn me on and turn it up. I can make you smile, make you cry, turn back the pages of your life. Turn me on. I'll see you on the radio. I can take you back to high school, gym floor, and a slow dance. First love, first kiss, second base down that old dirt road. When it's freezing cold, I can sink your toes in warm white sand. I'm a I'm rock and roll. So turn me on and turn it up.